Thank you, councillors. It is now 4:30, so we'll call to order. And before we start, if you could just check to make sure your mobile phones are on silent, and anyone else that is in the room, if your mobile phones and devices can be turned to silent. As it is tradition before public meetings and events to acknowledge country, therefore, on behalf of all present, I acknowledge the Dunghutti people, the original inhabitants of this ancient land, and pay respects to the Dunghutti people and the Aboriginal elders. So welcome everyone to Public Forum. This is to coincide with the November Council meeting. Public Forum relates to representations on agenda item matters for the ordinary meeting of Council, which will commence tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. We're still observing some COVID-19 practices with Zoom facilities and restricted public attendee numbers. So this afternoon we have two councillors attending the meeting by Zoom, Councillor Morris and Councillor Leo Horval. For Public Forum, it is a requirement that I advise all present that Public Forum is being live streamed, and your attendance at this meeting is taken as consent to the possibility that your image and or voice may be recorded and broadcast to the public via our live stream. Can I call on any conflicts of interest? There's no conflict of interest. Yes, Councillor Morris.
I declare a non-pecuniary significant interest in item 9.3 in as much as I am the treasurer of the Kempsey members account of Mid North Coast Legacy.
Thank you, Councillor. Is there any other declarations of interest? No. Councillor Horval?
Madam Mayor, I just want you to see that our Councillor Shields is online as well. She's joining us as well.
I can't see her name on the screen. Has she joined us yet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Well, it was just not recognised anywhere. Thank you, Councillor Shields. Thank you, Councillor Horval. I'll now ask the General Manager to outline the guidelines for Public Forum.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Public forums have public forum speakers have an opportunity to speak up to 5 minutes. They're then able to take any questions they may be asked from the councillors with a 1 minute time on each of the replies to those questions. Public forum speakers are required to stick to the topic that they've actually nominated for, which is an item on the agenda for council. Public forum speakers are also reminded to speak respectfully. No derogatory language or accusations against staff, councillors or other members of the public are permitted. And the tone should be one of overall of respect in the actual address to the public and to the councillors. The Mayor has the right to interrupt and cut speakers off should they move away from the item or those general guidelines.
Thank you, General Manager. This evening we have one Public Forum speaker, Mr. James Dungay, who will be speaking against item 11.2, which is the tender for the construction and sealing of Point Plummer Road. Mr. Dungay, if you would like to come to the lectern and commence. Thank you.
Right. Okay, yeah. Marang. Good evening, Dunghutti. I'm Dunghutti man. 62 years I've been living in the Macleay Valley, and for the last 16 years I've opposed the tarring of Point Plummer Road. I had given my Australia Day Award back in 2004 to the late and respectfully Honourable Liz Hayes, who have done a great job in your lifetime. I came to I represent my Dunghutti clan group, my family group, and the main reason why I came to give my award back is to protect our Aboriginal sites that are over 5,000-year-old middens found by archaeologists, Michael Westaway, and we are having further research. I'm not good for words, and I'm trying to keep the time, but I can't squash 1,000 years into 5 minutes, as my people have lived here. But I came to give my award back in protest to Tarring Point Plummer because it's near and dear to my heart. It's a very sacred area, and basically the important thing you must remember that there will be no sites if that area is overdevelopment. They will be wiped off from the face of this earth, and my heart will be very sad. I'm not just talking from my head, I talk from my heart too. And I would like to give back my award in protest. Money cannot buy 5,000-year-old history, the years of this beautiful Macleay Valley that we live in. That river, people out west are in drought, but that river that runs keeps us all alive. Jangati Gung, that river is important as well as a saltwater country. And we have found artefacts alongside Point Plummer Road, near Racecourse Headland. In 2019, the Aboriginal Asian Committee with the Kempsey Shire Council also did not want the tarring of the road, but the councillor went ahead and tarred it despite their and that was one of the main reason why, for fear of endangering and to protect our wildlife as well. That road will be a drag strip if that tarred, because I have got evidence of cars going faster along that gravel road. If it's tarred, they're not going to slow down, believe you me. And the police resources during those holiday periods very slim.
1 minute.
And if I at the hard job of trying to seek out the traffic accidents, I went to the RMS across the road here, Arrow Walk Avenue, and I found out that about 10 deaths along Crestnet Road, according accidents. The death toll on Point Plummer Road is not as high as I didn't find any, according to the RMS. And according to Loftus Road, I've studied that there's 2-3 deaths on tarred roads. And so this road is a gravel road that has been built for 50 years. 50 long years, that road, and there has not been no deaths week in, week out, month out. If there were deaths, I would consider my decision.
That's time.
The point is this, I'll finish off on this. If there were more, I've been driving for 50 years, over 40 years, and I know for a fact that if there were many deaths along Point Plummer Road, I would have reconsidered my decision to turn up today or before this time. Thank you, Marangbu. Thank you. And also, I respect all yous all as somebody who's done a great job, don't get me wrong, to keep our valley beautiful. And honestly, deep down, I love yous all. And I respect yous because someone has to run local governance. someone's got to do the job, and you've done the job. And that's no pretense, believe you me. I wouldn't say things that I didn't really mean. But honestly, in the best interest of the community, you collect my garbage. You do a lot of things. You take care of the sewerage. Great. I worked for council in the depot for many years. I've given everything to your workers, Panadols, the shovels, all for the three months of training I've done at the depot. And I understand the very responsible job council have done. So I come here with open heart, and I do not come here as your friend. I come here as somebody who's lived for 60 years, 62 years in this valley, and hopefully be buried in East Kempsey Cemetery, Marungu.
James, can you just come back up to the lectern? There may be some questions from councillors.
Thank you, James. Thank you very much. There is a question from Councillor Horville.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Uncle James, thank you for your presentation, and I really do appreciate your point of view that it's a issue for you that there could be unsafe outcomes to tarring Point Plummer Road. When we were considering this, councillors considered lots of issues, but the number one issue for me was that the report said that by tarring the road, it would be a safer road for people to travel on. I'm trying to understand how you've come to the conclusion it will be less safe. Can you tell us why you think it will be less safe, please?
Well, as you may guess, there are speed signs there. Lower the speed signs. That's the possibility, but it's in an area that's outside the main town, so that may not be practical. But look, all I know is that I've driven up there, and as you may guess, I've driven for over 40 years, and I've just it's supposed to be. All I know is clay-based. There is such things as gravel road. You may be aware, I'm not an engineer, but I've noticed in Verge Creek Road, and also Old Station Road, which I've included in my ref report, how that there has been clay-based and gravel, and that has been there has to be the dome on the road. But all I know is this, that basically, if you slow down to the conditions, you got more chance to survive on these dirt, gravel roads. And I've driven gravel roads. I've driven outbacks, Cooper Pedy, Kalgoorlie, Western Australia. It's not just there that I've driven. I just concentrate on your side of the road, and it's been. I guess I'm lost for words, but I love these dirt roads, gravel roads. They're all part of the country, all part of me. And so all I'm saying is, these roads can be. I've learned the roads can be dangerous, can be death in a second. But the gravel roads, if maintained and if clay-based, and properly maintained, I believe that they could be safe. I believe I've delivered firewood in the deadness of dark. If all the councillors would close their eyes, that's what Point Plummer Road looks like. If you close your eyes, there's no lights. It's only a matter of slowing down because you've got the native animals that cross. There's a native koala corridor when breeding times, and among other things. But basically, slow down to conditions and drive carefully. I've survived for over 40 years on gravel roads. I'm sorry to take so much time.
That's okay. There's one more question, Councillor Patterson.
I have another one too, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
I'll take Councillor Patterson first and then Councillor Horton.
Thank you, James. James, I've got two questions for you. And the first one is, James, have you ever heard of Ubir Rock in Northern Territory in the Yellow River, just near it, that has been tarred and given access to the whole world to look at this beautiful environment where there is many Aboriginal sacred sites, and now the whole world knows about it, and the whole world can take that into their spirit because they've been to these sites because they've been able to get there. Don't you think that's what we're trying to do with Plummer Road? First question.
What to avoid to help people get to the sites.
Yeah,
correct.
to make it more open for more people to access safely.
Well, the National Parks and Wildlife Service study with the refs, the review of the environmental factors, stated that the area has not the facilities to take in the many tourists that already that have. This is a very popular place.
You're going to
And
create a bus tour, aren't you?
Sorry?
You're going to make a bus tour there, aren't you?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to show my country to the world. But I fear, like, what I fear is the destruction of my sites, ancient water wells, the women's site, the birthing caves, and the fish trap. And those areas have already been destroyed at Lime Benners Creek. So if more tourists come in who are ignorant of this, and you must be aware too also there'll be millionaires that come in and they would want to, develop these areas. But that's basically what we fear, what I fear. I'm not totally against development, but when it starts destroying my Aboriginal sites, it's not good. Our ancestors are not happy.
James, I just have one more question. Thank you. You've been given the Australia Day Award, which is a very high achievement.
Yeah, by Councillor Peter Maney, the late Peter Maney.
And just reading in your summary of notes that you felt like you haven't been listened to. How do you think you haven't been listened to in all the research that our council has done to make this road safer and have better access for the whole of the community?
Oh, if I can get a handle on your question.
Okay. Well, so how do you believe you haven't been listened to? Because we hold a lot of respect for you. And
as you may guess, I'm a member of I can't speak on behalf of the Dunghutti Aboriginal Council, but I am a member, and they feel they haven't been listened to before the decisions were made. An independent survey was taken up by good friends, Fred, down Point Plummer Road. 68% of those residents that live there 24/7, property owners, businesses said no. to the tarring of the road. This is an independent survey.
Thank you, Jane.
So there's just one thing to remember this, that we've tried to get people to see that this is a special place. I've been across this country, man, and Point Plummer is just so beautiful. It's an area, there's any such thing such as heaven on earth. Believe me, stand on a little big knobby and it'll take your breath away. Thank you.
There's one more question. I'm sorry. And if you're not comfortable answering, you don't have to. Councillor Horville.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And again, thank you, Uncle James, for your forthright views on this situation. I'm just wondering, with the possibility of it, well, the fair chance this will happen, and I understand you have a very high concern about the protection of sacred sites and other significant sites in the Point Plummer Road. Are the Dungutty elders working with council to protect them in the best possible way, and with the National Park Service?
Well, they do hold the rights to native title, but I really can't say honestly if council is working with the Elders Council. But I do know that there was no consultation before that decision was made. We've got the information. If you want to follow the, if you want the proof, elders try to contact council, but there's not been no correspondence.
Thank you, Jane.
There's a lot of things I'd like to say, but I just want to say Point Plummer Road, Crescent can be an asset. Is an asset. It's a gem in the Macleay. Believe you me. And I've travelled this country, mate, and I wouldn't trade Point Plummer words for millions for this world. Honestly, believe me. And I'll travel this country.
Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle James.
Thank you very much. That ends our public forum today. Maramboo. That ends our public forum today and concludes the public forum. Thank you.